Welcome back to the Sports Booth. Today we are selecting our first 15, our players that we would contact if we were selecting a team today, making a team today. Not only are we selecting them because we think they're the best, but because we love these players, don't we, Husey? Yep. There's a lot of love to give in this side, and we want to bring them 100%. On board, put them in a Sports 15, a Sports Booth XV jersey, and see them play on the great lights of the Sports.
Yeah, in the traditional light blue Sports Booth colours, you know,
exactly
the hallowed Sports Booth jerseys.
That's what we want to see. So we'll go through. We've only named 15 players, no reserves today, but we'll name each player and tell you why they've got selected. Husey, do you want to kick us off with the number one?
Absolutely. With number one, nicest man in rugby, pending, Angus Bell of the New South Wales Waratahs and the Wallabies. An extraordinary gentleman. A great player to have representing your brand with not only his rampaging, bullocking style on the field, where before his unfortunate injury was planting Brumbies players in the ground like it was harvesting season, but also his amazing work that he does off the field. So Angus Bell, shout out to you. Get well soon, and he is who we're picking.
Excellent. Yes, couldn't have said it better myself. All the reason why we have Angus Bell as our big man in the loose head prop position. In number two, we get his Waratahs teammate, Dave Parecki. Now, the reason we've selected Dave, good old Dave, is he's just a battler like us, like me and you, Husey. Didn't get his Wallabies debut until 29. Came back from overseas, had a good overseas experience. Came back. Skilled out.
I didn't get my sports booth jumper until I was 29. So there's that
exactly,
as well.
Exactly. Sometimes these things just happen, and it's a rightful passage, and that's what Parecki's done. He's fixed up a massive hole in the Wallabies team, and so he's going to fix a hole in the Sports Booth XV.
That's a wonderful, wonderful analogy there. Number three, we've got ELLIS GENGE. Just a wrecking ball of a human being, terrific scrummager. He and Angus Bell, with that prop pairing, I think is a pretty damn good front row for the Sports Booth 15. And I just like saying his name, Genge.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm walking down a back street in London, kebab and curry shops every two stores, nibbling on a Savoy that's been battered so many times it's more battered than sausage when I say the name Genge. And of course it's raining, so just conjures up images of England.
I do have to say with the Genge pick, I know he's a loose head prop for all those people out there, but we're putting him in there, all right? We'll teach him how to be a tight
head. He could do it. Yeah.
The raging rhino would do anything for us.
Yeah.
Number four, James Blackwell, the nicest guy in rugby. Obviously, For now, there will be a heavyweight championship of the world on the line for niceness.
And you know what? He's so nice, he will probably cede it to Angus Bell. He's just that nice.
He'll probably sit there and go, you know what? I'll be a nice guy. Bell, you need this more than me. Big number lock, big ginger and lock as well. You always want a ginger in your team, so we've gone with Blackwell in the first locking position.
We've just talked about the nicest man in rugby. We may be now talking about the nastiest man in rugby league, and that's Nelson ASOFA Solomona. Obviously, we'll be converting to rugby union for us. You know, Eddie Jones has already had him on the line. In pre-season, he had the call me, gestures up and things like that as well. So obviously, he's looking for a move to rugby union. Where better to do it than with the Sports Booth 15, newest Super Rugby franchise. So we do see Big Nelson coming across and pairing with one of the nicest guys in rugby. So.
Yeah, we've always said you need that little bit of, bastard in you, and I think he's our bastard, and you need a lot. It just suits him, a massive man like that. He's also got a really good connection because he played schoolboy rugby with someone else who has been selected in this team. So we'll tell you that later on. Yeah. In number 6, it's my second coming of Ardie Savea. It's Peter LAKAI. Obviously, the Leonardo DiCaprio situation for me, where Ardie gets a little bit too old, I'm ready to move in the Peter LAKAI direction and, just do what I need to do with Peter to make me happy. Also a Hurricanes player, future All Black, probably a future All Black captain, Peter LAKAI in our 6.
Not the it's not the usual conversation we have when you talk about a second coming in Artie Savia, but that is what it is. Number 7, we've got my moustache mate, Charlie Gamble. Right, of course we've got to pick Charlie Gamble here. There's not a podcast that goes by that we don't talk about him. He is the first player we're contacting about being in our team. We can offer him full Australian citizenship rights and a clear pathway to the Wallabies. Why would he not want to play for the Sports Booth 15? And why would we not select him? You know, an iconic moustache to represent the Sports Booth brand.
100%. I couldn't imagine a better poster boy than Charlie Gamble coming on and being our number 7. At number 8.
Speaking of coming on.
It's Artie Savia. He is, a number 8, a leader, teaching Peter LAKAI everything he needs to be taught to eventually take over that position. Slitting throats and taking names. It's Artie Savia at 8.
I just can't listen to you talk about Artie Savia anymore without my imagination running wild. At number 9, we have got another iconic mustache. Maybe we should be called the Sports Booth Mustache 15. It is Nick White, of course, a pest of a halfback. And there's one thing you want your halfback to be. It is an absolute pest. And he just had an amazing pest play at the end of the Brumbies and Blues, where he sealed that by holding on to the rugby ball at the bottom of a pile of very large men. So he's a very good halfback option for the Wallabies right now. I'd say he and Tate McDermott would be right there in Eddie Jones's little notebook he had at Super Round for the starting halfback position, and an absolute pest of a halfback that young, small lads can get around. But I think the number 10 position is where we really start to get exciting with our picks, and I'll let you take this one.
Yeah, I mean, this player has played all over the world, played at some of the highest levels that rugby even know.
He could be able to, yep.
Yeah, is probably up there with one of the greatest first fives to ever play the game. Some have compared him to a young Dan Carter, but better looking is what they've said. He played with Big Bad Nelson in college. And so Nelson will be running short balls off him all day. It's Luke Bowden.
Yeah. All of those quotes are also, strangely enough, directly from Luke Bowden as well. So, very much talked about talent here on this podcast. The clips of comparing your plays to some of your colleagues in Super Rugby, have been some of our biggest hits. So, of course, we had to pick you there.
Yeah,
it just made sense.
You may think I bought this singlet, but I was actually given this by the All Blacks just to say thank you for not playing for us and showing everyone up in the All Blacks jersey. So that's what they've done for me.
And please stop contacting us. At number 11, we've had one sort of upcoming talent in the forwards. We need another upcoming talent here in the backs. And look, he's on a rookie deal at the moment with the Waratahs, so he's going to be looking for some of that bigger cash that the sports booth has available at the disposal. It's of course Max Jorgensen, the young superstar wing / fullback from the New South Wales Waratahs. Poaching talent out of New South Wales is what we do best. So Maxi J will be coming across to the Sports Booth 15.
Yes, good. And we've got a challenge already for him. Well, he might have to change it up a little bit, obviously take out the Waratahs part, but I'll leave that to you, my friend.
Yeah, I'm in charge of marketing. That's what we decided.
Number 12, and I want to put an asterisk here because there is a name that we mention on pretty much every podcast who could fit into the 12. It's Matt Giddo. I haven't selected him, but you know what? Actually, I'm making an executive decision. I'm gonna select him. I'm selecting him.
He's gonna come out of retirement for us. He's gonna come out of retirement.
I think this 12.
That's the reason we didn't pick him. Is he hadn't retired yet? He wasn't available. His contract was ironclad. But now he's retired. We can do a Rob Gronkowski and get him out of retirement.
It was going to be Geordie Barrett because I'm obviously fully behind Geordie Barrett just as much as Artie Savia. But I've gone with the executive decision.
You're in front.
Yeah, all right. Shut up, mate. Matt Giddo is in it as our 12.
Yeah. But I as a proud Australian, I cannot disagree with that pick, and I won't.
Well, maybe you can because he did birth the ghetto law, but and that's
not his fault. Not his fault, mate. Not his fault. Mate. Not his fault. But look, back, Ghetto went overseas to play some rugby, and overseas is where we look for our next pick. You know, our talent has been spread across the world. It's time we bring some talent back. We do a trade-off, and so we're going to be bringing into the 13 jersey the Irishman Brian O'Driscoll, an iconic outside center of our game, and this is how we get the European fans invested into Sports Booth 15 as well, and just a brilliant name to add to our roster.
I also think this secures us a Rugby 08 deal. Like with Brian O'Driscoll, there's our star. You know, like you said, you mentioned earlier in the year about how great he was on Rugby 08. This is why I've got him there. In our 14 jersey, we have Mark Noah. Fuck! Mark Noah. Nah, fucked it. Hughesy, take it away.
Mark NAWAQANITAWASE, the winger for the Waratahs and the Wallabies. Okay, give it to me, Luke. NAWAQANITAWASE.
NAWAQANITAWASE. Yeah!
Hey!
Come on! We love that.
Yeah. You better be able to say his name. You're going to be his first five, so...
Yeah, I'll just go, Marky Mark.
Yeah.
No, yes, he comes into the squad. Obviously, we actually saw him before he truly burst onto the scene, and we're admirers early on. So I think that'll get us some goodwill with him. Do you want to finish off this team with our fullback, my friend?
Yes. Who else could we pick at fullback but the newest apple of our eyes, or maybe we should say the newest Roma tomato of our eyes? It's, of course, Ange Oat Milk with 1 sugar cappuccino Capuozzo, the Italian stallion, the fullback of the future for Lazzurri or Dazzurri, whatever they call their bloody rugby team. We're bringing him over. We're getting him out of the Azure blue and into the Sports Booth blue. Ange Capuozzo, the fullback of the future for us.
Get that man a visa. Get him on the plane. We want him. And that rounds out our team. What do you make of this team, Hughesy? I think this could win multiple Super Rugby titles in a row.
Yeah, if not World Cups, it's good enough to be a World Cup squad. You know, we'd make them. We'd form a new nation just to have them all in the World Cup. Obviously. Sports Booth Nation. Yeah, because obviously that's what because we are the Sports Booth Nation. That's what we call our fans. Obviously, it's not just something I've made up right now. We'd get them all new citizenships and residencies, everything that's required. And go out there, win multiple World Cups. Unstoppable.
Totally agree. Couldn't agree more. If you agreed with our team, if you like our team, if you want to see us do a second XV, let us know in the comments and we shall do that. For now, thank you for joining us at the Sports Booth. I've been Luke. That's Hughesy. We will see you later.